Oh, turn the camera on. Why not? Hi, everybody. It's good to have you here. It's Tuesday, March 25th. Welcome back to the Plus. We are brought to you by Ike's Sandwiches, our good friends at the Dubliner and West Portal as well. And awesome having you back here. Thank you very much. A couple of milestones officially hit here today. And as the thumbnail suggests, being good in the middle is where you got to be good if you want to, what you do in the middle of your life makes or breaks your whole life, right? Well, it doesn't get more midlife. We're going to try to avoid the crisis than what I wake up in the situation I'm in today. First of all, on March 12th, 1975, the world was given the gift of yours truly. Here I am. Happy birthday, Damon. 50 years old. We will celebrate as much as we want to celebrate a 50th birthday when we get to Club Plus a little bit later on today. But March 25th is also significant because it's the very first day that I ever posted my first video on YouTube. The one with me standing at the whiteboard circling how the Plus is all that matters now and all that. That was the first video that I officially put up on YouTube. So in many ways, today is sort of like a YouTube birthday. Now, the first official live stream that we did together happened on April 3rd. I consider April 3rd and the first live stream really my YouTube birthday. But this is the first day we ever put a video up. And now here we are 2 years later. I'm 50, so you can teach an old dog new tricks. And we crossed the 30,000 subscriber plateau this morning. So thank you. That is quite a birthday gift that you've already given me. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much to everyone who has been a part of this. This has been a very interesting journey. First couple of years here. I know who was here from day one. I know who the loyal members are. I know who all of you are. And I really, whether you just are getting here today as a first-time viewer or you've been here for 2 years now, since day one, thank you from the bottom of my heart and from my family's heart for helping me create what is a second act in broadcasting after, radio went bye-bye. So without this, who the hell knows where I would even be right now, what I'd be doing. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm officially trained to do nothing other than come here and talk some sports with you. So let's do that. And then we'll get into Club Plus, a long overdue Club Plus, and we'll start drinking and telling stories and having a good time and laughing a little. But let's start. First of all, we'll pause for supers as they come in. My man, Barry Ford. You want to talk about down from day one, Barry Ford. Barry and his beautiful wife, Mary, in Memphis. Plus spokesmodels as they pick up t-shirts and mugs and cups and always send me a picture. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate it. Bang, bang to you both, Barry and Mary. We love you too. We love you too. I really, the people that I've gotten to know have meant an awful lot to me. It's funny, your audience always means a lot to you because without them, you wouldn't have a show. But the way that you get to know your audience on YouTube and the true connection that you make with these people and the goofy community that you actually get to build, it's real. 50 is when you buy your first Jeep or boat, Damon. Yeah. Those are the usual midlife crisis vehicles. It feels like a jet ski or a snowmobile could absolutely be in this conversation. I'm going to tell you right now, I wanted a Jeep when I was in high school. Jeeps are cool. I'm down with Jeeps. I'll take a Jeep right now. Never buy a boat. Rent the nicest boat in the harbor. Buy it, never. You never want to own the boat. Rent the boat, buy the jet ski. Yeah, rent the jet ski too, to be honest with you. Joe Schmo calling it the halfway club. Yeah, my boys who own the halfway club. Here's the thing. Every single birthday you get to, you're like, oh, I can double that. Like 20 years ago in my 30s, I was probably still in Las Vegas for the NCAA tournament around this time of year. When I turned 40, it's the only birthday party that I ever threw for myself. I'm like, all right, it's a 40th birthday party. I got a lot of friends in radio and here in San Francisco, and we all got together, and that was a really, really fun night. I got some pictures that are just old memories, pictures of me, Goulet, Gianna, Dan Dibley, John Lund, all at that birthday party. And it's just a lot of memories are coming up on the timeline today. And It's just awesome. I mean, it really is. It's to be able to feel the love back from everyone, which you get here on YouTube. It means an awful lot. But yeah, you can double 40. You're like, all right, I can get to 80. You get to 50. Do you even want to double that? Like, do I seriously want to be a 100-year-old man if it means that I'm still around for my kids? Yeah, fine. But if I'm a burden, like, hopefully I've checked out by then. No one needs a decrepit man in a bed at the end of his life as they're trying to live their own. So hopefully I don't overstay my welcome. And I hope I don't leave the party too early either. But yeah, you get to 50, you start considering mortality because that's out there. That is officially out there. Yeah. Smiley Dan, happy to be part of it. You are a huge part of it, Smiley. Not only are you a great guy, you keep us all safe, for goodness sakes. Never buy the boat. See, he knows. Postman in Capitola. Oy, oy, oy! I turned 50. I bought a 70 CJ Jeep. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Tommy, you're only 3 years older than me. What happened? See, yeah, it's just, here's the thing. Getting older is actually a good thing because what's the alternate, right? The alternate is you didn't get older and something bad happened. By the way, why am I having a bad hair day on my birthday? I need a little bit more volume, more bounce to the salad. Take it from a sailor. Rent the boat. Do not buy. It's an expensive toy that'll weigh in your wallet relentlessly. See, there, it's the Navy man. He knows. Yeah, triple digits. I don't think I'm going to be getting to triple digits, Otis. Sip O the day. Right there. So let me tell you about the 50th overall. The 49ers don't have the 50th overall selection in this upcoming draft, but it is right around there where they're going to the playoffs or they're not. It's good to be in the middle, and it's good to be good at what's happening in the middle. It's how teams and careers are sustained. I think anybody can be good at the beginning of something. You're excited. It's new. You're happy to be there. Get back to me 6 months from now when the excitement of the new venture is way in the rearview mirror, and now it's just about your self-starter, your motivation. How are you doing? For these teams in the NFL draft, and for the 49ers specifically, it's so weird how they've gone about their drafting processes over the years, because we've all known the premium and high-priced picks that they have blown early in the draft, only to save their bacon by getting, George Kittle in the 5th round and Brock Purdy with a final pick of the draft. I mean, it's amazing, right? It's kind of amazing how all of that early failure then gets followed up by mid to late round draft success for the 49ers. Well, they're the rare team that's been better in the middle of the draft than at the beginning of it, and they need to change that. And honestly, I'm looking at their draft as it's coming up right now. And I can't take another mock draft video from anybody. I can't. Nobody knows what they're talking about. Don't try to predict who you think the 49ers are taking at 113. You don't know who the first 112 picks were. You can circle, okay, these guys might be around there. I like these guys. But I saw two people debating who the player should be at 147 or whatever that is, 138. And it's come on, you have no idea who's either of those guys are there. Get off your soapboxes. But over 20 early premium picks have been blown by this front office. This year, here's how the draft needs to go for the 49ers. They need to nail their first rounder. They need to have that guy on the field contributing in big ways all season long. And then when we get to the middle of this draft, they've got to make it happen. Picks 43, 75, 100, 113, and 138. Those are the picks that will divide whether or not this is a postseason team or a playoff failure. Those are going to be the picks that decide where this entire season goes. What the 49ers do in their middle of their mid-draft crisis will determine whether this team is allowed to age gracefully as we know them, or the whole thing has to be stripped for its remaining parts and sold off and liquidate and start from beginning again. That's what this year really is. The fork in the road of the entire John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy era is right now. And the direction they're pointed in at the end of this draft will be the direction that means everybody's coming back for one more contract and one more try to win a Super Bowl, or 2 years from now, everybody's gone. This is that important of a draft for the 49ers. Again, we will try to keep up with the supers as they come in. Represent 50 always. Let's go. Thank you, Red Jet. She's been a member for 14 months. My man Joe Sullivan, now a member for 6 months. Congratulations on reaching level 5. Yeah, this is level 5. Freaking 50. My 5-year-old. How many 50-year-olds have a 5-year-old at home? Like, I started a little late there, right? How many 50-year-olds have a 3-year-old at home? I'm going to be the oldest dad in every school teacher meeting going forward. But my dad, or my son today was like, "Dad, you're old." I'm like, yeah, there's no even denying it anymore. Like, you can't argue that you're not middle-aged when you're 50. That's about as middle-aged as it gets, right? That's as in the middle as you can get. Happy fucking 50, Damon. I'm so glad to have gotten to know you. I got to know Chef A when she sent one of the kinder letters, old-fashioned mail, to the radio station years ago. This sweet letter of how much she enjoyed my show and how, even though the two of us were, nothing alike, we were so similar in so many ways. And it really just goes to show you that, never judge what could be a relationship book by its cover, because you never know what lies inside. And two people who, probably couldn't be any more different. Everybody's favorite sports talking male chauvinist at the time, fucking, just radio asshole. And this woman who's a professional, trained private chef, lesbian, just everything that's different about two human beings. And we are actually the same human being in just different forms. And because I've gotten to know Chef A through the years, I can safely say that chick is me with tits. Seriously. She really is. That she is so much like me, and I am so much like her, which means I'm a lesbian with, well, they're kind of, what I got. Anyways, you got it. It's amazing how people can connect from two totally different backgrounds, and yet they're so similar. So if you'll indulge me, and it feels like this is an indulgent crowd here today for the birthday show. If you'll indulge me, let me give you a little advice that is for the draft and for life. This advice that I'm about to give you can be used by the 49ers in this upcoming draft and by you in your life. I feel when you're 50, you're officially in the driver's seat if I can give you some advice now. By the way, again, Mary got me a 1966 Dodge Dart for my 50th. That's what I'm talking about. That's awesome, Barry. That's all. By the way, when your wife's got, I give you cars for your birthday money, that's good money right there. Good for you. By the way, they call it the 50 Club because you don't get shit till 55. And then it's an endless Denny's senior menu. Dale, I can't wait to exercise my first Denny's senior Grand Slam and the discount when it actually happens. Like, get that AARP magazine to my front door. JJ Raider. I mean, our original Ganja Jar sponsor. You want to talk about fucking OGs? Right there, the JJ Raider Ganja Jar. Happy birthday. Cue the Ramones Happy Birthday song from The Simpsons. Happy 50th. Slap a sticker on that Plus. I do. I got to find, here's the thing. I got to find the helmet stickers, but I do. I have to get a 10,000 now club sticker on the back of that. Advice for the draft. Advice from a man turning 50. Advice about transitioning from one phase of life to another. Are you ready to go? Hopefully this will be somewhat useful to you. The number one piece of advice that I could give anybody in life, and this is the number one piece of advice of trait that I would be looking for in a player that I would be about to draft, that I was about to draft. Make sure you love what you do. Make sure you love what you do in life. If you are blessed enough to make a vocation out of something that you would do in your free time as a hobby, you, my friend, my Fraulein, will be the most successful person that you know. Money has never been my Jesus. I would rather live a completely, unimpressive in terms of, home and fashion and all that, the trappings of wealth have never motivated me as much as I love what I do for a living. Now, loving radio didn't love me back, but I still love broadcasting. And even though I'm not making a fraction of the money that I used to, by the way, get yourself a wife who's an earner if you ever run into one of those freaking problems. God bless freaking Jillian. Without her, how about this? Without Jillian, I would not be afforded the time to continue this pursuit of broadcasting that, I've been at my entire life. I'm trained to do nothing else. But I love this. Like, even as I watched, all the money that I make vanish when I got laid off, I love broadcasting. I love what I do. I still love what I do. I will always love hosting shows and bringing up things for people to talk about. It's what I am. And it's why I keep coming back. Again, there's no monetary reward that I'm chasing. It is the process that I love. This is a trait that the 49ers need to be looking for. Make sure you don't draft one of those. This, by the way, is why James Wiseman didn't work out. Now, James Wiseman also had his body betray him with several injuries along the way. But the word on James Wiseman was he's only in basketball because he was born into a basketball player's body. But he does not love this. This is work to him. And I think that's a big reason why it just hasn't worked out. But you got to love it in order to be great at it. So your vocation is hopefully something you love doing. And the 49ers, whoever they draft, better love playing football, not just in it for the money. Number 2, keep your own counsel. This is great advice. Advice that my agent has given me many times throughout the years. Keep your own counsel. In other words, mind your own business and don't share your own business with everybody else. Privacy is in short supply these days. Enjoy it. Seek it. Embrace it. Keep your own counsel. Don't let everybody know your own business. First of all, you're not that interesting. Not everybody wants to know. Second of all, you don't need to have all of your grievances out in front of you all the time. A little mystery might keep you more interesting than if you open your mouth and let everybody know how you feel about everything. The lack of mystery means you're not even in the conversation anymore. This, by the way, applies to the young men that I would be drafting. You cannot hire somebody anymore. You cannot employ anyone in any level of employment, whether it be a football team or an HR department, without doing a thorough examination of their social media. Is this the type of person who shares way too many personal things? Is this a person who knows that there's an element of your life that I guess you want to put forward on social media, but there are other elements of your life that really aren't for social media? And what I cannot believe is how blurred that line has become. Generation, let me share everything with you, all my doubts, all my weaknesses, all my worries in the world. That's ridiculous. Keep your own counsel. Don't go telling everybody about all your problems all the time. A, no one gives a shit. And B, it doesn't make you look good. And I would say any player that's about to be drafted, do not be way over your skis on social media all the time. Know when to get offline. Again, there's definitely a right way to do social media, and there's certainly a wrong way to do it too. Third piece of advice: perspective and perception are two different things. Perspective is how you see things through your own eyes. Perception is how the entire world is looking at it. And you got to know that you can be coming at it from two different places. So don't get caught up in arguing the differences between perspective and perception, because everybody has the right to their own perspective, and the perception that everybody has about that, they got the right to it too. Again, mind your own freaking business. Stop putting your nose in everybody else's business. I guess the way that you would relate this to the draft is the New England Patriots mantra: do your job. Do you have a player who wants to come and not solve every problem that a team has, but I'm just going to be the best linebacker I can be. I'm just going to be the best defensive tackle that I can be, and then let the game happen around me. Do your job. This all relates, again, good life advice, good drafting advice. It's all connected together. Value your support system, because you could lose it at any time. You could lose your support system at any time, whether that be your job, your mentor, a loved one passing. We are all here on borrowed time. So value your support system while you have it. And should you need it and it not be around you, that's a very valuable lesson as well. Because I tell you, you don't know who's going to throw you your life preserver until they can see you drowning. You know, as somebody who was the godfather of all Bay Area radio, let's call Uncle Damon, get advice. Let's get, when I got laid off, that phone stopped ringing. And it's like you get to go to your own funeral, and you know who really loved you and you know who didn't. You get to see it all. So take notes when that event happens in your life that brings you to that. Know who's in your support system, value them, thank them, and then when the emergency comes and it's time for that support system to show up, take attendance. Because the people that are there are the ones that matter, and the people who are not are the ones who don't. I guess this would translate, again, to the draft in terms of, are you coachable? Do you have the kind of personality that gets you along with your teammates in your position group? How is your attitude? Are you appreciative of the help that others are trying to give you? You know, there's a lot of people, when you try to help them, you can find real quickly, this person doesn't even appreciate the time I'm investing in them. And so you do it less. Clarence, who's now been a member for a year. Thank you, Clarence. You don't look a day over 49. Thank you. Thank you very much, Clarence. Imagine if I were one of the people who was so vain that I dyed my beard or my hair, and like my midlife crisis was doing the show today with a jet black beard and hair. Wouldn't that be lame? By the way, this is good advice here from Rick Allen. Not everyone who helps you is necessarily your friend, and not everyone who shits on your parade is necessarily your enemy. Yeah, there's truth to that. Absolutely, there's truth to that. Shuggy, this money is not to be used for bribing politicians. Well, thank you, Shuggy. We will not be bribing any politicians with that money. We will be taking that to the Dubliner and West portal and getting ourselves a Guinness a little bit later on. JP from the 510, happy birthday, Damon. Time is ticking to Tokyo. You and me, JP, we're doing a two-man Plus Mania in Tokyo. We will connect while we were there, and we'll go live together. We'll do a show together, you and me from Tokyo. Hand banana. Be good TV, Damon, if you did it as a troll joke, dyeing your hair and all. Happy. Yeah. Damon didn't go blackface, but he went black beard, black hair, and it's just as offensive. I guess the final piece of advice to give you here, and I don't know how this relates to the draft, but this is just, advice from a guy who's been around the block once or twice. My final piece of advice to you is an old man shaking his fist at a cloud and tying an onion on my belt because it was fashion at the time. Lay your burdens down. Lay your burdens down. The war that you're having with your father, your cousin, your brother, your nephew, lay it down. Lay your burdens down. Life is officially too short to go through it all with a furrowed brow and just being angry. Like, if you're angry on the inside all day long, that doesn't affect anybody but you. Lay your burdens down. They only weigh you down. Forgive, forget, move on. It is the right way to do it. And it's funny, you hear you keep on hearing the same advice from people who are older. And you don't hear the same advice over and over again from people that are older because they've run out of original ideas. It's because these are universal lessons that you cannot learn until you are older. Experience does matter. It really does. The only people who would shit on experience are those without it. So find one or two people who you trust. And if I'm one of them for you, what an honor. Thank you so much. But listen to a little advice, because advice really is, rough lessons learned through life, regrets, whatever, that get passed along to you to hopefully help you avoid stepping on the same landmines or in the same booby traps that have caught us along our journey. If I can help plot your map to avoid booby traps, I will have done my job. And that's from a life standpoint. That is from a freaking sports standpoint. Like, it is up to me to help you avoid people who don't know what they're talking about and lean into someone who does. Because there's a lot of bad faith actors out there. I've noticed that in my last 2 years here on YouTube. By the way, John Brennick, happy birthday. I hope it's a great one too, John. Thank you very much, very, very much. So look, we will get into Club Plus. We will get to the rest of the supers that come in Club Plus when we get there. I've got a few more things to get to, but Terradome, saying bars. Am I spitting the bars? There we go. Thank you very much. I mean, maybe coffee tastes different when you get to 50. I don't know. Let's see if whiskey tastes any different when you get to 50. Nope. Still delicious. We'll get back to that in a second. Letting go, the hardest thing to do sometimes. Yeah, seriously. And here's what I love about this show. I'm talking about avoiding, booby traps in life. Boobies. Thank you, Michelle.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Thank you, Michelle. I'm talking about avoiding booby traps in life, and Michelle Haberman is just like boobies. This is...
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you. Thank you, honey.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Here, you got to do a shot.
Oh, you already took one, I can tell.
Yes. There you go. That's my girl.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, honey.
Happy 5-0. Thanks, Plusers, for all the support per usual.
Get yourself one of those. Make sure they're successful and hot, and drop confetti on you. Thank you, honey.
I'll clean this up.
Yes, you will. I'm not going to clean any of this up. You know that. Thank you. So, there's more confetti than I actually thought. Jeez, she probably could have used about half of this and had the same effect. Oh my God, I got confetti on my balls. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Oh, she got me. I got her. I'm lucky. I'm lucky. Terror Dome. He loves the love. Again, I'm really, 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 really. I can't even tell you how much you need a totally kick-ass rock star hot chick in your life. When you find the right one, you want to talk about real life advice here? The single biggest decision you will make in your life is your spouse. Pick the right one, be happy. Pick the wrong one, be miserable. It is just that simple. Boy, did I pick the right one. I can't believe she decided to settle for me. That was a very lucky thing for me. All right, so the other thing that kind of happened today in sports here in the Bay Area is sort of interesting. Not that anyone is really interested in Stanford football, but did you see that Andrew Luck, who is now the general manager of Stanford football, fired his head football coach today, this morning, Troy Taylor, who just last week found out that he was accused of a hostile behavior by members of the athletic department. He's been let go. The story on ESPN says former Stanford star quarterback Andrew Luck, now the football program's general manager, became Taylor's direct supervisor upon taking the job last November and made the decision this morning to terminate Taylor after just 2 seasons. He went 3-9 in each of his first 2 seasons. Now, let's be completely transparent and honest. Had he been 9-3 over his first 2 seasons, these are probably choppy waters the boat is able to get through. But when you have a level of failure and a level of multiple employees now filing official complaints regarding behavior, several complaints alleged that Taylor showed aggressive and hostile behavior towards colleagues, if you win, that's a survivable event. If you're 3-9 twice over, you might be in trouble. So I guess another piece of advice from the world of football is if you're going to be an asshole, bring something to the table other than I do a lot of losing. That's important to know too, I guess. We'll talk about the lessons that aren't necessarily good lessons, but they're true, which makes them real lessons. If you're going to be a dick, you better fucking deliver. It's like me on the radio and ratings. Someone said I blushed when Jillian came in. Did I officially blush? Hey, man. Damon, I guess boobies was the code word. I said boobies. She walked right in. Joe's going to go 10 years married in August. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Jillian and I will be there next year. 25 years for Dale. That's awesome. Red Jet, talk that talk, Damon. Terror Dome, just preaching. Thank you, guys. You're all great. Blushed like a tomato. Really? Well, again, get yourself a woman who makes you blush. Married 11 this September, 23 years. I must tell good jokes. Wow, you must tell great jokes. So there you go. Stanford needs a football. Good luck finding a football coach in the month of March, by the way. I mean, whoever's out there is going to have problems on them. That's why they're out there in the month of March. So Andrew Luck says he might go with like an interim coach for a year before he makes his next permanent decision. We'll see. Wouldn't it be funny if Stanford were just like, screw it, spring in Urban Meyer. Abandon all ye standards and let's win. I'm good with it too. The other big thing that happened in sports last night, I mean, this just proves that the women's game has a higher profile than it used to, because there was a decade ago where the number one female college basketball player in the world would have torn her ACL, and I would have never even heard about it or known her name or been even made aware of it. It was all over the timeline last night, and it is bad news. It's terrible. Juju Watkins, who is a stunningly good guard for USC, just 5 minutes into a game that USC won last night in the women's tournament, she tore her ACL, which means that the biggest name in the sport of women's college sports is done for the remainder of this tournament, is done for essentially all of next season. And look, I mean, somebody is going to have to, who knows more about the women's game or how the WNBA works. I don't even know if she was eligible to be drafted. Does she have to be a junior first? Is she only, I don't know. I don't care really. But does this affect like the upcoming WNBA draft? Does this affect the Golden State Valkyries? You know, the Golden State, they were the San Francisco Valkyries. Are they going Golden State or San Francisco? I don't know yet. But was she going to be the first pick? Are they going to have to draft a girl who was damaged goods? Is that, I don't know. Either way, that totally sucks. That sucks for her. That sucks for the profile, the rising profile of women's athletics and the women's tournament. Remember last year, the women's Final Four outrated the men's Final Four for the first time ever. Now, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese had some, high profile games, and all that mattered a lot. With Juju out, there's only one other woman I can name in this tournament. Paige Bukers, is that her name? I don't even know if I got it right, but she plays for UConn. Right? She's still there. Man, that sucks. I feel bad for this young girl. That's terrible. That's terrible. And again, any game that is predicated on speed and skill and athleticism, you tear that ACL, who you might have been and who you might be are two different things. So good luck to Juju Watkins. Bad juju tearing her ACL last night. Iceman 0072. Happy birthday, Damon. Does this mean you will bury the hatchet with your nemesis family of Cohens? No. Sometimes a little Hatfield and McCoy is good for business. Again, it wasn't me that threw any hatchet. It was them. So it's not up to me to bury the hatchet. It's up to them. But I can tell you this, I live comfortably without thinking about any of them at all times. I have no ill will. God bless. No more about football if you're going to cover it. We get Jimmy Buckets back in Miami tonight. Ooh, that's fun, right? Jimmy Buckets back in Miami. This is probably going to mean more to the Heat than it does to Jimmy. Jimmy's done this before. Jimmy has played the team that he has moved on from like several times already in his career. So it probably doesn't mean that much to Jimmy. There's a part of me that, it's a Warriors game, which means it's always better if Steph Curry does play. There's a part of me that hopes that, in the abundance of caution, as Steph is coming back from this tailbone bruise, they don't play him tonight, and Jimmy's just got to be in alpha kill mode all night long. Let Jimmy conduct the orchestra tonight in Miami. That let's see it. That to me would be the most fun thing. I will say this: the Heat probably are a little bit rubbed. Like Jimmy can look at this like, here's the official. It's a real NBA game, but instead of you running with the Minnesota Timberwolves D-leaguers and running Karl Anthony Towns off the court, you get to do this with the Golden State Warriors and run your old Heat team off the court in Miami, but you do it for real. It's a game that actually matters. It's not just practice. So, like, Jimmy's been through this before, but it doesn't feel like he's also like one of the first guys to walk away from Miami, basically saying like, culture schmulture. I can get myself in a better situation. Now, Miami's probably still chapped about that. That arena will probably be pretty rude to Jimmy tonight. They'll probably boo the shit out of him, and I respect it. I get it. He's one of the first guys who ever looked around Miami and said, this ain't good enough for me anymore. And that's got to insult them a little bit. Now, Jimmy, he's happy now. He's got his money. He's going to the playoffs. He's got to be happy. But I hope tonight he gets basketball angry and we get ourselves a good Jimmy Butler war against the Miami Heat tonight. Now, how ironic that the basketball player in the world that I enjoy watching the least, I get to watch one more time this year on my birthday. Andrew Wiggins, a player who I'd rather never watch play again. No matter, here's the thing. I'll admit, I'm biased when it comes to Andrew Wiggins. I am biased. I am unfair. The game is rigged against Andrew Wiggins. There's nothing Andrew Wiggins can do on a basketball court that will ever satisfy me because I'll only see the other side of the coin. Like, Wiggins tonight will do one of two things. He will either muster up as much professional pride as he is capable of and throw down a very impressive game. Wiggins has been playing pretty good basketball in his last handful of games. He just had a season high like 43 earlier this week, over the weekend, whatever. So in the last 7 days, Wiggins has been pretty damn good, which means like he's got that level of production and talent almost available to him every night, but he doesn't tap into it. That's what pisses me off. Or he's going to be out there jogging in between the three-point lines, scoring about 14 points, 8 rebounds, just mailing it in Andrew Wiggins, and that's going to piss me off. So whether it's mailed in Andrew Wiggins or great Andrew Wiggins, I'm going to be pissed at it no matter what because it's Andrew Wiggins. Let everybody in Miami worry about how much that guy doesn't care about basketball now. I'm done. I put in my time caring about Andrew Wiggins. Can't do no more. By the way, let me tell you, hit like and subscribe, my good friends. Hit like and subscribe. That's a little birthday present you can give me right now. And by the way, Ike's got a birthday present waiting for me, a free sandwich at Ike's because I'm a rewards member, obviously. I get a free sandwich. If you sign up for the Love Rewards program, you get a free sandwich on your birthday. And guess who gets to have a free sandwich tomorrow at Ike's? Ike. Tomorrow is Ike's birthday. He's March 26th. So we will talk more about delicious sandwiches that you can get from the birthday man himself. And hopefully you do live around in Ike's, one of the fastest growing chains in America. I hope it's coming to a town near you. I really do. Or I hope you're moving to a town that already has an Ike's quickly. There is only one town that has a Dubliner West Portal, and that is the quiet little town here of San Francisco, California. When in San Francisco, hop on Muni, come out to West Portal, check out Dubliner West Portal. Just a great bar all the way around. Great people behind the bar, great people at the bar. You can order that Ike sandwich to be delivered to the bar. You can eat it. You can mind your own business. You can bring in a pizza. You can share it with the bar. You can do whatever you want. Dubliner, my kind of people. Great bar. Great. It's just a great bar. We all need a great bar in our life. Go get the best Guinness in San Francisco at the Dubliner. West Portal, love those guys. Really, really do. All right, so where are we here now in the show? We thanked the sponsors. We have thanked all of you. I am thankful that a sport that I've had an awful lot of arguments with, an awful lot of fighting, me and the sport of baseball over the last few years, an awful lot of it A's related. I even got A's sycophant, like Vegas A's Locked On podcast. I'm arguing with them on freaking Twitter this morning. Like, this is, somebody's like, you don't want a real debate about anything, Damon, and then blocks me. Yeah, I'm not the one who didn't want the debate. And by the way, I don't want to debate any aspect of the A's existence anymore. John Fisher is one of the all-time Hall of Fame fucknuts who has ever been put in charge of a professional sports franchise, and he's all yours now. Wait until you see the monorail salesman that you got coming your way, Sacramento, your way, Las Vegas. Did you see? They're going to honor Ricky Henderson with a patch on opening day. You fuckers. You can't honor Ricky Henderson when you've dishonored Ricky Henderson by moving out of Ricky Henderson Field and out of Ricky Henderson's hometown to chase bigger dollars, you scumbags. By the way, the thing that I like least about Ricky Henderson is that he absolutely took the deal. You know, I'm sure they said, Ricky, we're going to name this field after you, but we don't want anything bad about this franchise coming out of your lips. And they bought his silence, basically. And I don't like that. Luckily, We will not have any more silence from Croup, Kipe, John Miller, Dave Fleming. I love the Giants broadcasters, and they were back on my TV. There weren't a lot of Giants fans at that park last night, but it was a gorgeous night to be at a baseball game. Detroit Tigers for their final spring training wind-down games at their ballpark. They're going to be leaving for Cincinnati. I'm guessing today. They have opening day, and Logan Webb going tomorrow. The season starts on Thursday. Give me some baseball. It's the best background noise in sports. It really is. I love a baseball game on in the background. I love great broadcasters, and the Giants have them. So it's baseball coming back is going to make me happy, even though I don't know if the Giants are going to be making you happy all baseball season long. It's good to have baseball back. It really is. Little today in history, and then as promised, we get to Club Plus, where we'll get into any new, we got a few, well, hold on, we'll get all caught up right now. We got Dale saying, oh, this is just so you take another shot. Well, okay, Dale, you want to start intimidating me? You want to start pushing me around? Okay. There you go. I've done 2 shots already. We haven't even gotten to the club yet. Jillian's done a shot. That counts as a brew shot. All right. So if you don't mind me saying, the birthdays on March 25th are pretty damn cool. I'm a little biased, right? I've always been pro a March 25th birthday, but I think you're about to be pro March 25th birthdays when you hear who shares their birthdays with me. Happy birthday, Elton John. Elton John turned 78 years old today. I can't believe it already, but Sarah Jessica Parker, who is a March 25th herself. By the way, we were talking about boobies earlier. Sarah Jessica Parker used to have some gravity-defying A+ booby game. Hopefully, I don't know where they are now, but she's 60 years old. 60. Sarah Jessica Parker, 60 years old. God bless you, Sarah. I'm right behind you. Here's what I love. You want to talk about, like, Damon, you share your birthday with who? A few people that are, different from you, similar to you. Happy 25th birthday to Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri Richardson loves to run fast and smoke dope. We have something in similar, and running ain't it. Sha'Carri Richardson, who loves to run, loves winning gold medals, and loves the ganja. She turns 25 today. Danica Patrick turns 43 today. Danica showed up to prove that women could drive. She never won a race, sort of proved that they can't. No, I'm just kidding. I think she won one race. Happy birthday, Avery Johnson. One of the great guys in basketball, right? Avery Johnson turns 56 years old today. Avery Johnson, one of the greatest voices in sports history. Avery Johnson. Love Avery Johnson. Happy birthday to Cheryl Swoops. She turns 54 today. Happy 39th birthday, Marco Bellinelli. Do you remember when Bellinelli had 40 in that Warriors Summer League game and everyone was excited about Marco Bellinelli, and Bellinelli was going to be Steph Curry before Steph Curry even existed? So, Marco Bellinelli is going to be your savior. Not quite, but Marco Bellinelli, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Trace Jackson Davis's dad. Dale Davis is 56. Comedian Nate Bargatze. Is that how you say his last name? Bargatze, funny guy. He turns 46 today, and that's everyone who is alive and famous and has a birthday basically today. I think Vladimir Klitschko is a March 25th. Vladimir, happy birthday. And then there are 4 hard to compete with passed away March 25th birthdays that have always meant a lot to me. We'll go in chronological order. Number 1, happy birthday to the guy who carved Mount Rushmore. Now, obviously, there was more than one dude up there with a chisel and a hammer. But the guy whose plan was Mount Rushmore, born today, Gustavo something. I forget his name. I forgot to write that one down. Gustavo something. Happy birthday. Thanks for Mount Rushmore. Happy birthday. I'll save the best for last, but happy birthday to Jeff Healey, who is no longer with us. Jeff Healey passed away in 2008. Jeff Healey, blind guitar player, had a couple of hits, but was also the band that played at the Double Deuce in the movie Roadhouse, which is a very important movie in my life. So we don't get his name is Dalton without Jeff Healey. Jeff Healey, his birthday was March 25th. He's no longer with us. Happy birthday to the Queen herself, Aretha Franklin, a March 25th. I mean, you want musical talent on March 25th? You got Elton John and Aretha Franklin, for goodness sakes. But my personal favorite, you share a birthday with that guy, and you'll understand this because you know who I am and what I do for a living. One might say it is in the stars that you will be a controversial sports voice if you're born on March 25th, because I share a birthday with Howard Cosell. Howard Cosell, March 25th, America's first polarizing sports broadcaster. How perfect is that we share a birthday? So there you go. I told you, a lot of good birthdays on March 25th. Let's get into some history. Today, in the year 421, the city of Venice was officially founded. I've always wanted to go to Venice. I will get there. I had no idea that Venice and I shared a birthday. So now I really want to go to Venice. By the way, today in 1306, a big day for Bruce's. Today in 1306, Robert the Bruce was crowned Scottish king. Now, my grandfather was always said that we're related to Earl the Bruce, and my grandfather's name was Earl Bruce, but I have no idea whether or not we were directly related to the actual line of Scottish royalty, the Bruces, but I'd like to think so, in which case there's probably a fucking castle over there I should go claim. I could have been a great Scotsman. I could have rocked the kilt. I would have liked to have thrown logs over my shoulders. I love the bagpipes. I fucking love the bagpipes. It's in my blood. The Scottish name, Bruce. This is Braveheart shit. Yeah, absolutely. This is Braveheart shit. Robert the Bruce was crowned Scottish king today in 1306. A few years later, he would free Scotland from English rule with his decisive win at the Battle of, Bannockburn? Bannockburn was the big battle. And then a few years after that, Scotland was its own damn thing. By 1328, it's its own country. So, Bruce's make shit good. Add a Bruce. When in doubt, add a Bruce. Today, in 1911, bad news for the schmata trade in New York City. Today in 1911, schmata, by the way, get your Yiddish up if you don't know what that is. That basically means you make clothes. And today at the Triangle Shirtwaist Company, the entire factory burned in New York City. 145 workers were killed in this factory fire in 1911. And that disaster was such a big deal in New York City that it basically gave birth to all employment protection as we sort of now know it. Like, you got to have sprinklers, you got to have fire escapes, you got to have fire exits, you got to have fire extinguishers. OSHA is basically celebrating a birthday today. Yeah, but that was bad. That was a bad fire in New York City in 1911. Bad for the schmata, folks. Yeah, workers' comp, basically, SF Indigo. The industry was born in that fire. It was. That was big. There you go. Why you wearing that schmata? Don't go out of the house looking that way, said Mama. Thank you, Fuji Simeon. By the way, Fuji is always there in the tip jar whenever Larry and I go live on a wake up. And thank you for being here today, Fuji Simeon. Thank you very, very much. I'm happy that you're part of the 30th. Yeah, there was a fire in Chicago too. Yeah, that was Ms. O'Malley's cow. Let's see. We're about to get to Club Plus, so save all your funny stuff. We're going to really get into Club Plus here in just a minute. Are you ready? Any questions that you might have, we'll be answering them in Club Plus. Today in 1984, Michael Jackson did his famous moonwalk at the Motown 25th anniversary special. That was today. Michael Jackson's moonwalk during the middle of his performance of Billie Jean. And just to show you that all performers have self-conscious issues, apparently the famous story is Michael Jackson walked off that stage in tears because he thought he had blown it. He thought the whole thing was a C-. And he literally created one of the most iconic moments in pop culture modern history with his moonwalk. He thought he sucked. Dude, you did not suck that day. I mean, the first time you ever saw the moonwalk, who the fuck wasn't blown away by that, right? I mean, come on, you'd never seen that before. That was officially like, okay, that was awesome. 1984, Motown's 25th, Michael Jackson's famous moonwalk. Today in 2001, Bjork wore her famous swan dress. I'm not even lying. If I had that swan dress, I would have rocked it today. I would have worn the swan dress in honor of that moment. Didn't she also like come out of an egg? I don't know. Bjork's a weird chick. There's chicks from Iceland, man. You got to keep an eye on them. Finally, today in 2002, The Bachelor premiered on ABC. Damon, The Bachelor, ended in 2005 when he met Jillian, who made a cameo appearance already on today's show. And I thank her, and I thank all of you for watching. We're about to hop into Club Plus. The last thing I need to let you know about March 25th, and this is very, very important, Big Waffle has spoken. It is National Waffle Day. Breakfast for dinner, anybody? I'm a huge, huge fan of breakfast for dinner. And I know that Jillian's got a plan tonight to bake chocolate chip cookies. I don't want a cake on my birthday. I want chocolate chip cookies. So Jillian and the boys are baking chocolate chip cookies, which means we probably shouldn't also have waffles for dinner. But Jack knows that March 25th is Waffle Day because it's on his little calendar that's in his room. There's a waffle there. And he's like, do we get waffles today? We're going to have to bump waffles to the weekend because I don't think you can have waffles and chocolate chips and say that you've done a good job nutritionally by your children. But honestly, we can't do a good job. My kids eat pot stickers. Ozzy will eat tortellini, pot stickers, tortellini, chicken nuggets, mac and cheese. That's all the kids eat. That's it. There's basically 4 meals. There's a rotation between the 4 meals, and every now and then I get to push off pancakes or waffles as breakfast and dinner, and they get excited about that. But there you go. That's fatherhood. I'll do my best. Now, are you ready? Are you ready for the long overdue Club Plus that you've been asking me for, that we've been wanting to get into, that you've been wanting back? Let's officially do it. And we're going to include this on the podcast. So at the end of Club Plus, we'll do all the official goodbye greetings, or I guess those aren't greetings if it's a goodbye. We'll give our official goodbye after Club Plus, which means it's time to get into the club, which means it's time to get sexy. And at my old age, the worse the lighting, the better I look. Don't believe me? Watch. Oh, wait, it's been so long since I plugged this in. Let's see, do I still have the world's squeakiest disco ball? You bet I do. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Get sexier. Oh, yeah. Oh. Here we go. Look, Dale, Dale, just get right into drinking, Damon. Here we go. You want to celebrate the birthday? All right, you sons of bitch. Let's go. Happy birthday, you dickhead. Dale, you bought it. You own it. You break it, you bought it, Dale. Yeah. Yeah. We gone clubbing. Squeaky disco balls here. Michelle's looking forward to birthday shots. Chef A, it's a party. SG, there we go. Thank you, SG. Thank you so much. You want to talk about loyal there all the time. You certainly have been just that. Fuji coming in again. Damon, I've never been to Chicago, but I just learned the connection with the bulls in Chicago. Used to have cattle stockyards in Chicago in the early days of the beef industry. Yeah, Chicago is known for its steaks still to this day because of its relationship to big fat heifers. And I'm not talking about the Polish chicks walking around there. I'm talking about the cows. Dale, you already got it. Thank you very much. A new member. Oh, thank you for becoming a member on my birthday. Certainly appreciate that. ITMP. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, hey, anything you got? Any questions you might have? What do you need to know? What do you want to get into here? This is your Club Plus. We'll take it in any direction you want to go in. Damon, just get fucked up and talk some shit. I mean, this is not the show. Isn't that the show? By the way, this is officially Jude Wellington, now a member of the Initiated. Jude, I recognize your name. I didn't recognize ITMP, but Jude, great to have you. Thank you. JF13, I walk up in the club, fuck everybody. You know what? Now I'm going to let the rest of that just be read. Thank you. Let's see. Chicago is now known for the newest Guinness brewery. Really? Is they brewing Guinness there in Chicago? I don't know. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Christopher, I've been a member since you started. Christopher, thank you very much. But I believe if you were a member, your name would be in green. You might not be a member right now. I think if it had lapsed a year, you got to re-sign up for it. But Christopher, either way, I certainly recognize your name. And thanks for being there, member or not, down from day one. Club Plus in it. Everybody having a good time? I certainly hope so. Damon, you made it around the sun again. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you. We made it. We officially made it. I had an excellent Chicago dog over the weekend from a hot dog cart. Sesame seed bun instead of poppy, though. But hopefully it had the celery salt on it. If it's got the celery salt, it's got the little jardiniere, the little the pickle. Got to have that as well. I've got some heresy when it comes to the Chicago dog. I think the Chicago dog is good. It's a little bit too much of a salad on a hot dog for my taste. I would like a few things removed there. But I also, this is a little bit of a Chicago heresy too. I'm not afraid of a little ketchup on my hot dog. Now, I prefer, give me the mustard, but I also like a little ketchup there too. Now, that is like sacrilegious in the city of Chicago. But I do. I'm not a ketchup slut, but I like a little ketchup on my hot dog. And I'm not apologizing for it. See, JP from the 510, don't ever ask for ketchup and mustard on a hot dog in Chicago. By the way, JP, I've been doing all my going to Japan research, and don't ever ask for like extra wasabi when you're at a sushi place in Japan. Nothing says I'm putting steak on my ketchup or ketchup on my steak faster than that. So don't do that, and don't make the mud. So whenever I go to a sushi restaurant, I make the mud. I call it mud. I take the wasabi, I put it in the little bowl, I start putting soy sauce in, I mix it up, and I won't do that in Japan. I will not be the ugly American in Japan. So when it comes to supporting the channel, People who are monthly members certainly help. People who have bought merch, people who are here every day, just liking, subscribing, it means an awful lot. But if we had to say, when it comes to monetarily supporting the channel through super chats, there is one man who outranks them all. Rob C. Note. A bottle pull for the 50-year-old, but look. So Rob C. Note, famous for his C notes, capping it at 50 today. Maybe he's going Ohtani contract and deferring the 50 to my 51st. Either way, Rob, you have done so much to support the channel by showing up, by being a great friend, by being someone who is supported the channel. The monetary contributions are. We appreciate him so much, but I appreciate you so much further beyond. And we have a mutual friend in, Elena, who is still to this day the greatest intern the Damon Bruce show ever had. So, Rob, cheers to you. Thank you for all you have done for the channel. All right. I'm about 5 shots in, and I'm going to tell you, that's the pull where I'm starting to feel it now. Happy birthday, Damon. Also, the UFL starts this weekend. 49er fans can keep out an eye for potential kickers. And what exactly is on an Italian Chicago beef sandwich? It's beef, and it's dipped in au jus, and you got a little jardiniere, your pickled carrots and onions and peppers and all that stuff. I love a Chicago dip sandwich, but I'm going to tell you, it's a tad overrated. I mean, it really is. If you're telling me like you're in Chicago for 24 hours, you can go get yourself like an original The Bear level Chicago dip sandwich, or you can go to Au Cheval for a burger. I'm going to Au Cheval for a burger. Again, my Chicago heresies. I like a little ketchup on my hot dog, and I'm here to tell you that the Chicago Italian beef sandwich, a tad overrated. A tad. But thank you, Fuji. Oh, wait a minute, Rob. That's what I missed. C note in full. Rob, you know what? You get another. Now we're just drinking. Thank you, Rob. Thank you very, very much. My man. Barry, you and Mary have officially given it the office. Here's a 10 spot for you and a 10 spot for Jillian, the other hottie wife, for a birthday cocktail later. Thank you. I do appreciate that so much. Again, find yourself. I give this advice to all men. I guess except for gay men. Gay men, this probably doesn't apply to you, but it's the same concept. Find yourself an incredible wife who stands behind you like a free safety. My wife's nickname might as well be Fred Warner or Patrick Willis. The amount of shit that Jillian cleans up that gets through me is incredible. Have a wife that supports you like a moves in all direction middle linebacker. I mean, that's you can't go better. You can't find a better partner in life than someone who is there to literally clean up all the tackles that you miss. I'm so lucky to have met this woman. Look at it this way. I don't even know if I'm in San Francisco anymore, having not met Jillian. Something might have pulled me out of this town, an opportunity, something. I don't know. Thank God I met her, and thank God she's from San Francisco, and that means we ain't leaving, which means I'm going to be a problem for 95.7 The Game and KNBR in perpetuity, because I ain't going anywhere. My town. Because it's her town. We're not going anywhere. 650 coming in with a 50 burger. Thank you very much, 650. When I talk about Rob C. Note showing up with maybe the greatest individual financial contribution in the station's history, 650, I would put you second. Not that you are number 2 in any way, but there has been a staggering amount of support from you as well. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thanks to all of you. Let's see what else we got here. Damon, is the deep dish pizza in Chicago a little overrated? It depends on where you get it from. Deep dish Chicago it's a pizza unto itself. It's almost, it transcends just normal pizza. It's more of a casserole in so many ways. And I am Leslie, I wish I could bring you to Gino's East on Superior Street for lunch this afternoon. I guarantee you would have a slice, and the word that would come out of your mouth would not be overrated. It is so good. It's so good. It's a whole thing unto itself. I don't know what this is in reference to, but E. Scott Burns, another down from day one brother, if there ever was. E. Scott, thank you for all your support. Ronnie frickin' Lott. Yeah, just Ronnie Lott at all times. There's never a time where just bringing up the name Ronnie Lott isn't the right thing to do. Here to stay. That's dope as fuck. Let me tell you who's dope as fuck too. You, Red Jet. You're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you for all the love that you've given in person, in the chat. You were there for the last dive bar meetup with when I did that with Damon Amandalora. That was so much fun, by the way. Thank you for all the support. Damon, you can be a problem for them from anywhere. I appreciate that, but that's not true. The problem that is underfoot is the guy you can trip over. The problem that is not right underfoot. No, being here makes me dangerous. I'm not going anywhere. Jillian equals Patrick Willis, 100%, right? See that? She really does. Jillian's the perfect woman that Damon's ever had. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to tell you right now, one of the reasons why she and I got along instantly so well together is because, we're given life. I saw earlier in the video, earlier in this live stream, I gave my life advice, but I related it to how you go about the NFL draft. So I might have left this part out. But this is very, very important life advice that goes beyond any concept of the NFL draft. Pick the girl that loves you back. I mean, if you're honestly like, why was it Jillian? Why was she the one? I'll tell you that in my entire life of dating and relationships, I had never felt the love reflected back to me the way this girl gave me love back to me. Like I'm like, oh, she doesn't care in the moment. She cares for real. When you find that, wrap your arms around it and never let it go. That is my official advice to everyone. When you find the person who really loves you back, that's the best. That is the absolute best. I yield to Rob C. All hail Rob. Fuji Simeon, again, thank you so much for all of your support. We all yield to Rob C. when it comes to financial contributions and super chats. Rob C. comes in and he's like when Patrick Swayze dances with the other professional dancer in Dirty Dancing. He's so good, he's almost intimidating. Scares the other people away. Happy birthday, Damon. This is your very special day. Thank you very much, SGA Sports Jock Channel. It is it's a day that I don't care about birthdays nearly as much as I used to, but again, when you get to see the people who love you back, it means something. 510 Steve says, get a dog. They're going to love you back 100% of the time. Yeah, but that's the thing. It really doesn't count if you're shooting 100%, right? If you're going to shoot 100% of a woman loving you back every time, then you married the first woman you ever met. It's not 100%. But I agree with you. A great dog is undefeated. Great dogs are phenomenal. Great dogs are incredible. Get yourself a great dog. Do it today. We will get another great dog in this house, but we need to potty train the children before we potty train another dog. Red Jet, because you are you. You are awesome. Ice cold glass of water helps. Oh, are you saying, is your official advice, work in a sidecar, work in a pace car, have a glass of water there? That's good drinking advice. It always is. My advice, find the one that puts up with your BS. Yes, that is good advice as well. Very good advice as well, especially for me. Tolerating me is a big part of the experience of me. Tolerating me is something that only a very patient, very mature, very self-assured woman could do. It took a very special woman to pin me down. There's a reason why I've only been engaged but once, and I will only be married but once. I knew we were not settling for anything other than relationship perfection. And I met it, and I found it when I wasn't even looking for it, which is maybe the secret. When you're looking, if here's the thing, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. Maybe there's some barbecue realisms that speak to relationships as well. If you're looking, you ain't cooking. If you're peeking, your heat is leaking. I found Jillian when I wasn't looking for her. There's got to be some element of life advice attached to that too, right? Maybe that just means back off. Maybe that just means let your life come to you. I don't know. Relationships, they're something else. You get the right one, it's the best thing in the world. You get the wrong one, it's the worst thing in the world. Even Steph Curry free throws ain't 100%. There is good life advice from Fuji Simeon. There's no such thing as shooting 100%. If Steph can't do it from the free throw line, don't expect to do it in any element of your life as well. Hand banana. Damon, cognac, triple sec, lemon juice. I will say this. All food, all cocktails, the simpler it is, the better it is. And maybe that's also life advice. The simpler it is, the better it is. I love your Jillian story. I hope you get a Jillian story too. I hope you all get your Jillian stories. Zothmus, sidecar, mix one in, no doubt. The 3-ingredient cocktail sidecar. Oh, now I see what you're doing. Thank you, Hand Banana. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just got to find someone worth suffering for. Bob Marley. I'm telling you, one of the greatest accomplishments of me being a young father, well, I'm not a young father, but my children are young, is both Jack and Ozzy at the ages of 5 and 3 don't just listen to Bob Marley, they hear him. They hear him. Bob Marley has made the boys feel music. And one good thing about music is when it hits, you feel no pain. So if you're asking me, Damon, what is your greatest accomplishment so far as a father? It's the music that my boys listen to. I'm telling you, my kids can identify Talking Heads, Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, Fish, Led Zeppelin. My kids can do that. They're 5 and 3. It's one of the greatest accomplishments of my young life. Again, it's the relationships that you meet along the way, the people that you meet along the way, and how great of it that I was able to meet this guy. He's from Iceland or Finland or Norway or somewhere where Vikings come from. But Jonas Jomir Johansson Flurgen Jurgen. always and forever. Flurgen Jurgen. I love you, Jonas. I was lucky enough to meet Jonas when he came to America to go to a Giants game. We got together. We had a beer or two or three. He came to the game. He met Jillian. Jonas, cheers to you, brother. Great to see you. Barry Ford, take it from the mayor of Placerville when he says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. It is. You get the right girl in your life and you realize, oh my God, I've struck gold. Get the right girl in your life. And on that, Barry's got the right girl in his life. I got the right girls in my life. The women of the Plus. I love you. I mean it. The fact that America's favorite resident dickhead misogynist is this many women in his audience every day must speak to the fact he's not quite the dickhead misogynist the internet claimed him to be all those years ago. And I thank you. I thank all the ladies. I love you right back. Thank you so much. By the way, CG Ruthless, we're going to be doing a little, I'm coming on CG Ruthless's page tomorrow. I'm going to be on his channel tomorrow. That guy supported me, no doubt. Thank you, CG. Cheers to you, brother. I'm looking forward to catching up with you tomorrow. Here's what we need to wrap up with. You aren't just any dickhead. You are the dickhead. Thank you. Kim said, I heard those things about you, yet here we are. You're a dickhead, but you're our dickhead. Hey, I'm going to be getting together with you in Tokyo, dickhead, so I'll see you there. JP, thank you. Thanks to everyone. I really mean it. This was a fun birthday show. I'm so lucky to have you. Where's Jillian? When is Jillian getting a sandwich at Ike's? Again, it can't get. There's some things that got to be just for me. Again, I love my wife. We can't share everything. I'm a sandwich. I'm the only sandwich in this family. Thank you, Michelle. Amen, sis. You might be a dickhead, but you're your dickhead. Again, I'm the dickhead you need on your wall. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Damn right you can't handle the truth. Hey, thanks to all the supers. Thanks to Ike's. Thanks to the Dubliner. One more shot for all of you. This was a self-indulgent show, if there ever was one. Thank you for being a part of it. Cheers to all of you. One last shot for the day. Have a great day today. Go Warriors. Pick up a win on my birthday in Miami. Put it on Andrew Wiggins. Let Andrew Wiggins be a little pussycat out there while Jimmy Butler's showing you what a real dog barks like. Give me that tonight. Again, I always want Steph in a Warriors game, but if there's ever one where I can say, okay, miss it, this would be the one. Let Jimmy just be in full, dropping 40, alpha dog mode all night long. That's what I want for my birthday. A huge fuck you, Miami, from Jimmy Butler. That's what I want. Thank you, Kim. Thanks to all of you. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Chef. Thank you, Red Jet. Thank you, Otis. Thank you, Irwin. Thank you, Zophmus. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Joe. I wish I could thank everyone. Thank you, IMTP. Thanks to all of you. You mean so much to me. I really, thank you. Thank you very, very much. And with that, I'll just let you know that sports don't build character. They reveal it. And like that, he's gone.